Welcome back to the HSR. My name's Nick Novak. Today we're going to get into a couple things. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do all day, but first things first is I want to get this loadout chute put back in its rightful spot because we won't be needing it. We shipped all of our yearlings from here. We'll ship the last 20 in about 3 weeks, but I want to get this put up because it's kind of a sore eye when you drive by. It looks kind of weird being out by itself. So let's get this done and then see what else we can get. Okay, so we got all the trailers put away. Next thing I want to do is I need to go check our little 50-acre pasture. So far this year, I'll just say this at first. Last year we didn't graze it at all because it's overgrazed from the guy that bought it before, who had it before us, and so I didn't get to use that 50. I think it's like 52 acres. But this year, all of our open cows and coal cows we put on there for probably 40 days, and there was I think 21, and then we let it sit for probably, I think they ran on there for like maybe 40 days roughly is my guess, maybe a little bit less. And like I said, it didn't get grazed at all last year, so they didn't hurt it too bad. And then about towards the end of the summer with those yearlings, if you remember, I turned those yearlings out there to let the grass recover a little bit from where they're at right now for probably, I think, 10 days. So they were on it long. So maybe a total of 40 days grazing on it. And I kind of just want to take a look at it. I haven't seen it since I took the yearlings off, and just kind of see where we're at as far as grass-wise, because kind of my thought is those spring cows that we're breeding back, to winter them, I have all that Milo over there. So the goal is, if the nitrates aren't too high, is to run them over there on those Milo stalks and feed them and let them run about half the horse pasture, which is about 15 acres. So maybe 3 or 4 acres we'll give to the cows, because that's where they'll have to water at. But then the rest of the summer, when they start calving, turn them out here on this pasture. And kind of what I want to look for is just kind of see the grass, see how it's looking, see if it's even doable. This grass has took a big beating before we had it, and so I'm trying to maintain it as best as I can, just so we don't start to get a lot of thistles and sagebrush and stuff like that. But we'll go ahead and take a look at it. You know, this is one of the better pastures I have, because it's really all just native grasses, some prairie grass. There's some side oat. So if you take a look, there's some, I don't know how it looks on the camera, it probably looks like there's nothing, but there's some good grass growth in the bottom. It's real nutritious grass. It's pretty thick. It looks pretty bare, I'm sure, on camera, because the cameras never really do it justice. I would like it to be grazed up a little bit less, but it's one of those things where you can't really do much about it. You can't control what the other neighbor does. And this is also a pasture where cows are going to winter at, and so that's going to happen. That's fine. anyways, we'll keep looking at her and just kind of check her out and see what we can find. Okay, so this is what I like to see right here. This is what I wish the whole pasture looked like. So if you can tell, it's probably comes up to that tall stuff that's headed out up to my knee, and all the rest of the grass is probably up to the bottom, the top of my boot, which is perfect. It's real thick in here. It'll be a good place to calve out those spring cows in the winter, and then they'll be able to water up by the house, and kind of just keep them out of the elements, so to speak. So what we're gonna do now is, I think I got a pretty good read on what I'm looking at. I'm glad we don't have no cattle on it right now. It's gonna be a real nice place here in another 2 months to throw them on here. It should grow a little bit more. We had an inch of rain 2 nights ago. I mean, it's pretty green right there. So yeah, this is looking good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's go take a look at those yearlings now. Okay, I just counted them. All 20 are here. And these girls are looking pretty good. They're getting big, that's for dang sure. If you remember from one of my videos, I had these yearlings. I had them out for 80 days. They've been out for right around 100 now. We shipped those other two like 2 weeks ago. Not exactly 100, but close. And they came on weighing 678, and now they weighed 823 coming off the truck. When I sent the other 60 back to the feed yard, and they gained 2.06 pounds a day for 80 days, which is pretty dang good. They gained well on my grass. I was pretty proud of it. If you guys haven't seen my short, I post a video. We shipped some of my dad's Herefords off his grass. They ran 75 Herefords, and they had about 210 total, but we shipped 75 of them to another different pasture yesterday. I took a little short and I said, what do these boys weigh? And I'm gonna say it right here, the correct answer was 806. They ended up gaining like 1.6 on my dad's grass, and they live about, those cows were about 45 miles east of here. So my grass performed better. His cows were out for about 10 more days, so I don't know if that plays a part, probably a little bit, but these girls gained a lot better. They're just better framed than those Herefords. Those Herefords were kind of short, so that's what they were lacking, but they will get big. And so, yeah, like I said, they gained like 1.6, I think, and they weighed 806. And so these girls performed a lot better. I kind of figured if we keep them out for another 21 days, it'd be about 110, 112 days, somewhere in there. And I figured they gained 1.7. Excuse me, they gained 1.7 a day from the next 30 to 40 days that I have them out. They should be a little over like 860-ish, which if they weighed that going to the feed yard, I'd make some good money on them. Like I said, I'll do a price breakdown of how we did on them, but these girls are just flat out getting fat. I'm happy with them. They look good. For some of you that don't understand what I'm doing is, so these will not be bred. These are just heifers that came off of a ranch that are going to go to a feed yard. So once we ship them here, they'll go straight to the feed yard, not get bred. They'll get fed out about 12 to 1,500 pounds, and then they'll be sold to National Beef in Liberal, Kansas, and they'll be killed and probably on your plate somewhere in the United States. So it's pretty cool. These girls are growing. I'm happy with them. On to the next thing. So here's a project I've been working on last winter. I thought it would be a lot easier with my skid steer, but I need an excavator. One place my home place lacks is a pond, and I've been wanting to get an excavator out here, but they're super expensive, and as a beginner rancher, like most of you know, everything is so expensive. And so we're just kind of waiting. Maybe next spring we'll be able to get an excavator out here rented. Either I rent it or hire somebody to come out here and just bust it out real quick. But this is kind of a low spot. We got a pig hill on this side and over here, and it kind of all runs down through here. There's a big, almost like channel that runs through here. And I've dug the majority of it out. When it rains a lot, that'll fill up. But them calves have been in this pasture, so they've been in that water. You can tell there's footprints everywhere. But it's dug out on this side. What I want to do is just dig out over there. I don't want a huge pond, but if the world goes to crap, you guys won't be able to see because there won't be no internet or nothing. But I want to have a place where I can catch rainwater, have a nice little pond that can help benefit my animals if something does happen. And so, well, in the way the world's going, I mean, Trump got shot, Kamala Harris is the Democratic president. I'm not even gonna say anymore, but that's all you need to know. So, we're in desperate needs of the savior to come back. Let's just say that. Let's go check their water real fast, and then we'll head back to the house. Okay, so when I was going through the pasture, I seen this horse pasture, winter pasture, fences down. Horses have not gotten out, they're not cut up, but I need to get this back up. So I'm just gonna tie her back up a little bit, and then we'll get on to the next step. What this thing needs is a T-post in the middle to hold that wire up. So we'll run, we'll come back in a little bit, grab the post pounder, and get that T-post in there. Okay, so what I want to do now is, in my calf pasture, there is still some grass in there, but there's not as much as there's not as much that I'd like in there. I mean, it's only like 5 acres and there's 9 head in there. And so I have a couple square bales of brome hay from last year that probably has a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Has a little bit of mold. There we go. Mold in them. Just, I'd say maybe on 10% of it, but it's all that hay's already paid off. And so I might just throw half a bale in for those bottle calves, let them chew on it. It'll be something new. They'll freaking smoke it probably, which is fine. And so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go put a bale, half of a bale of that square bale in for those bottle. So what I did is I put it right down here in all these weeds. And I'm only gonna put a couple flakes in there so they can't eat it, you know, just demolish it and get big old pot bellies on them. But I want them to be able to stomp these weeds down, because in the winter when they, you know, tumbleweeds are weeds when they come out of the ground. And last year we had so many tumbleweeds in our fences, and it friggin' untightened some of the wires. So I think if I put this here and then in a couple days when I refill it, move it over and just keep moving it over, we'll be able to tackle some of those weeds. I had to run to my truck, get some pliers. Let's grab a few flakes. There we go. Just got the Bobcat parked. As you can see, I haven't really done much more work. I've cleaned up a little bit. Everything up there is just trash. Kind of been reorganizing my shop if you've been watching my videos. it's coming along. I just ran over the shovel and broke it. That's good. I didn't even see that. Gotta love that. Anyways, let's go shut this bottle calf gate. All right, so before we close this gate here, I think what I'm gonna do is drive out here and look at these bottle calves, try to get a better look at them. Looks like we got some of them up here eating that hay, which is good. I want them to eat. Like I said, I've already paid off that hay with last year's fall calf crop. Calf crop, I guess. I've already paid it all off. So basically it's free. I really love this little 16 steer. He's a good looking sucker. I've decided that little red one I bought, she's just not gonna be big enough in 30 to 45 days to sell. And so I'm just gonna keep her, and I'll probably just sell her sometime this fall when she's gets a little bit bigger. I wanna push everybody kind of up here towards the hay, just so they see it. There's no reason for them not to start eating on it. It's something new. There they go. All in all, I think I like doing these little bottle calf deals. They're a lot of work, but it's one of those things where, like, you know, I have a little bit of time with working my morning job, and then I'm just home all day, you know, doing my cow stuff. And so if I have time to do it, it's one of those things where it's kind of a no-brainer. Like I've said before, I have like $784 a head, dollars in each head, except that little red one. So that little red one, I figured into that 784 for all those other 8. I mean, 400-pound weaned calves we're selling for 1,600 steers, and the heifers we're bringing 1,300. I know I might take a little bit of a hit because some of them have a little bit of a pot belly ish, but it's one of those things where it's like, geez, if I can sell, you know, around the board for, say, 1,200, I'm making close to, geez, $400 a head. 4 times 8 is what, 3,200 bucks. It's really not bad. So I think next year, I guess this year, this August, I guess it's August 2nd right now, September. A lot of people in fall cows will start calving in September, October, or November. And I think what my plan is to do is start buying some calves here in September, maybe at the end of August even, and just really start build my herd. If I can get a bunch of little fall cows, a bunch of fall calves, and maybe by the time grass comes around, they're 350 pounds, I might be able to sell them. You know, I won't be able to sell them as much as they're selling right now. But if I even get $1,100 a head, I mean, geez, I could have a little fall program and a spring program for bottle calves, and then start buying my springs in December, January, and then run them on grass like I'm doing. So I have options. I haven't really decided exactly what I want to do, but the rough number I've been thinking of is about 30 head. Keeping all the good ones. I mean, I'm not going to sell someone a crap calf, but maybe a twin, a small heifer calf. I'll probably end up selling them because, as you guys know, bull calves, steer calves, we'll just say steer calves, are worth about $150 more a head. Even if they're the exact same breed, exact same everything, the steer calf's going to bring more. So I think this year I'm going to be very steer calf heavy. I'm going to be pretty picky on the ones I keep, and then just try to flip all the heifers. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to keep some of the good heifers, but anyways, I'm going to go inside and eat lunch. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one because it's starting to get hot. My wife and daughters are leaving for a trip, and so I'll be home alone, but I want to spend some time with them before they leave. So we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.